What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the Roger Report. The news cycle never sleeps, and neither do we. We're diving headfirst into the stories that are buzzing, the updates you absolutely cannot afford to miss. From the gridiron to the front office, things are moving at lightning speed, and we've got the inside scoop on what's really going on. Get ready for some major developments that are shaking things up across the league. We're breaking down the moves, the reactions, and the future implications that could redefine the game. You think you know what's happening? Think again. We're bringing you the unmissable details that are shaping the landscape right now. So buckle up, because this is your essential briefing on everything you need to know. Let's get right into it. First up, a quarterback known for his legendary status is making waves off the field, trying to build his dream team, but is he hitting a snag? We've got the exclusive on a star player who had to make a tough call. Then, we're diving into the locker room chatter, where a veteran player is calling out the very moves that are supposed to be a strategic advantage. What's really going on behind the scenes? We'll tell you. And what happens when a legendary player's philosophy clashes with team building? We've got a former star questioning the strategy, and it's sparking quite the debate. Finally, we're looking at the intense training camp battles, where even the best are getting on each other's nerves. You won't want to miss any of this. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and let's get this show on the road. Rodgers tries to recruit X-backer, gets passed over. It appears even legendary quarterbacks can face rejection when trying to assemble their ultimate squad. Pittsburgh Steelers star Aaron Rodgers, known for his on-field prowess and now, it seems, his off-field player recruitment skills, recently attempted to bring a familiar face back into his orbit. The target: former Green Bay Packers wide receiver Valdes-Scantling. Rodgers, who shared many successful seasons with Valdes-Scantling in Green Bay, reportedly reached out to the dynamic receiver, hoping to reunite and bolster the Steelers' receiving core. However, Valdes-Scantling ultimately opted for a different path, choosing to sign with the San Francisco 49ers practice squad. This decision marks a significant moment, as it signifies a rare instance where Rodgers' persuasive power in player acquisition didn't quite land the desired outcome. The wide receiver himself described the choice as a difficult 50-50 decision, weighing the allure of a reunion with Rodgers against other career opportunities. Ultimately, Valdes-Scantling stated that he felt signing with the 49ers was the best move for his career at this juncture. This isn't the first time Rodgers has been active in recruiting, with past successes including bringing former teammates like Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb to the New York Jets. However, this particular miss highlights the complex decision-making process players undertake when choosing their next team, often balancing relationships with strategic career planning. The news has generated considerable buzz, with fans and analysts dissecting the implications for both the Steelers and Rodgers' influence in the league. Some speculate that the team's recent performance or the overall team dynamics might play a role in such decisions, while others point to the ever-evolving landscape of player movement in professional sports. But hold on, because the drama doesn't stop there. We're also diving deep into some candid locker room talk that's raising eyebrows. Veteran receiver calls out Rodgers' tactics in practice. It seems the intensity of training camp is bringing out some candid opinions, and Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen is not holding back. While practicing against veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers has been a significant challenge for the Steelers' defense, it's also proving to be a valuable learning experience. Queen recently opened up about his frustrations, particularly with Rodgers' signature no-look passes and his ability to manipulate the game at the line of scrimmage. "It's different, bro. High IQ guy. The no-looks are starting to piss me off a little bit, but he's just smart," Queen shared on the Not Just Football with Cam Hayward podcast. He elaborated on how Rodgers' intelligence extends beyond just making throws, noting that the quarterback is adept at calling out defensive plays and communicating with the offensive line and receivers during the action. This constant mental chess match, Queen admits, is pushing the defense to elevate its game. He highlighted Rodgers' skill in testing defensive coverages and forcing defenders to be sharp on their drops and man-to-man assignments. This level of preparation is precisely why the Steelers' organization invested in Rodgers, believing he can still perform at a high level and elevate the team. His ability to read defenses, adjust plays at the line, and execute complex maneuvers like no-look passes is seen as a critical asset. Despite the personal frustrations Queen expressed, he acknowledged the immense benefit of facing such a seasoned and intelligent quarterback. The experience, he believes, will ultimately make the Steelers' defense better prepared for any opponent they face during the regular season. This dynamic highlights the high stakes and intense preparation involved in professional football, where even seasoned veterans like Rodgers continue to push boundaries and challenge their peers, forging a path for growth through rigorous competition and candid feedback. The interaction between Queen and Rodgers during camp exemplifies the iron sharpens iron philosophy, where facing elite competition leads to enhanced performance for all involved. It's a testament to Rodgers' enduring skill and Queen's commitment to improvement. But the conversation about Rodgers' impact isn't just coming from the players on the field. It's also stirring up debate among former legends. Steelers legend questions Rodgers' signing need to build for the future. In the ever-evolving landscape of professional football, team strategies and player personnel decisions are constantly under scrutiny. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, the acquisition of veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers this offseason has been a focal point of discussion, particularly among those with deep ties to the franchise. Former Steelers center Dermontti Dawson recently voiced his reservations about the team's decision to bring Rodgers on board, emphasizing a desire for a more future-oriented approach. "I've said, why did they choose Aaron? Aaron has accomplished everything he can accomplish as a player. He's gonna be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's got nothing to prove," Dawson stated on the Hits and Heels YouTube channel. He articulated a belief that the Steelers should be prioritizing the development of a younger quarterback to secure long-term success, rather than relying on an aging veteran. This sentiment reflects a broader concern within the fanbase and among some analysts who question the organizational philosophy. Following the departure of Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers have struggled to establish quarterback consistency, with their high draft pick, Kenny Pickett, not panning out as hoped. The team's pursuit of veteran quarterbacks, including a previous stint with Russell Wilson, has yielded middling results. Rodgers, being older than Wilson, was seen by some as a step in the wrong direction, especially when considering the need to build for the future. However, the Steelers' front office appears committed to competing for a championship in the immediate term, a strategy that Rodgers' veteran presence is intended to facilitate. This approach is further evidenced by the team's overall offseason moves, which signal an intent to contend rather than rebuild. Dawson's comments underscore a classic dilemma in sports, balancing the pursuit of immediate success with the imperative of long-term sustainability. While Rodgers brings a wealth of experience and a proven track record, his age inevitably raises questions about the team's succession planning at the most crucial position. The debate highlights the differing perspectives on how best to navigate the post-Roethlisberger era and position the Steelers for sustained success in a highly competitive league. And speaking of intense competition, the on-field battles are heating up, with some players finding themselves pushed to their absolute limits. Rodgers' practice antics frustrate Steelers' defense. Training camp is often a crucible where teams forge their identity, and for the Pittsburgh Steelers' defense, facing quarterback Aaron Rodgers has been a particularly intense trial by fire. Throughout the 3 weeks of camp at St. Vincent College, Rodgers has been a formidable opponent, consistently challenging the defensive unit with his veteran savvy and elite skill set. Star defenders T.J. Watt and Cameron Hayward have publicly acknowledged the difficulties posed by Rodgers' ability to read and manipulate the line of scrimmage, a skill that allows him to dissect defenses before the snap. Adding to the defensive frustration is Rodgers' penchant for no-look passes, a signature move that injects an element of unpredictability and deception into his play. Linebacker Patrick Queen recently shared his perspective on the challenges during an appearance on Not Just Football with Cam Hayward, admitting that the constant barrage of Rodgers' tactics is beginning to wear on him. "It's different, bro. High IQ guy. The no-looks are starting to piss me off a little bit, but he's just smart," Queen confessed. He further elaborated on Rodgers' intelligence, noting his ability to anticipate plays and communicate effectively with his offensive line mates and receivers, effectively guiding the offense through complex formations and audibles. This level of cognitive engagement from the quarterback forces the defense to remain hypervigilant and adapt quickly to ever-changing scenarios. Rodgers' mastery extends to manipulating the play clock, using every second to survey the defense and identify potential weaknesses, often forcing defenders into pre-snap movement that can lead to penalties or create mismatches. This constant pressure, both physical and mental, has tested the resolve of players like Watt and Hayward, who have admitted to feeling frustrated at times. However, the Steelers' defensive unit recognizes the immense value in this rigorous preparation. The ability to adapt to Rodgers' sophisticated approach is expected to pay dividends throughout the season, equipping them to handle offenses that may not possess the same level of pre- and post-snap sophistication. The intense practice sessions are viewed as a critical component in sharpening their skills and building resilience, ensuring they are well prepared for the challenges ahead. So, what's the takeaway from all these intense matchups? We'll wrap it all up with a quick recap of the biggest stories. And that's a wrap on another packed episode of the Rodger Report. We saw Aaron Rodgers try to recruit a former teammate, but the receiver chose the 49ers. Patrick Queen admitted Rodgers' no-look passes are frustrating but beneficial in camp. Legendary Steelers center Dermontti Dawson questioned the team's decision to sign Rodgers, advocating for building for the future instead. And Patrick Queen also shared how practicing against Rodgers, including his no-look passes, is making the Steelers' defense tougher. Don't miss out on any of the breaking news. Make sure you're subscribed to the Rodger Report, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, leave a comment with your thoughts on these stories, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.